I'm talking about the international mafia, the ones that have a disproportionate amount of wealth, like 90%. This is not something that's a conspiracy theory. It was all exposed in a study that was done in Switzerland that took the publicly accessible information of who sat at what boardroom for whatever company around the world. They took all the publicly available information and they mapped it out. And what they discovered is that a group of individual men, that number in about 120, control the entire world's assets. They named this control structure the Global Network of Corporate Control. Okay, these are the internationalists. They own. I mean, you like, well, how much wealth did they have? Their wealth can't even be measured in a debt currency like the U.S. dollar. Okay, their value is measured in tons of gold and the amount of land, and not just land like, oh, I bought a house and I own that land. I'm talking about sovereign land that they don't pay a tax to. Okay, because people think that they own a piece of property, but they don't realize is that if you pay tax, you don't own it. All right, ownership is not met. So it's weird, it's because like us normies, we don't have a true concept of how real wealth operates. Okay, these people own the money system. They own the US dollar. Their wealth is unimaginable. And so this is the group that really sets the agenda for all these companies. And it's the reason why you're like, wow, that's interesting. Twitter, Facebook, and Google all banned Alex Jones within 2 minutes of each other. How does that work? Is it just a coincidence? No. It's this global network of corporate control that's it's a top-down, they handle out an agenda item, and then the placeholder CEOs that are running the company implement that agenda. And if they don't implement that agenda, then they're out. Now, they're always going to operate the agenda because there's a filtering method that keeps these people from arising to the CEO if they show any sort of anti-collectivist sentiment in the way that they talk and the way that they, operate in public. So the people that make it to the CEOs have been highly filtered. And that's the reason why you get people like Mark Zuckerberg, who is the most non-technical CEO of a tech company I have ever seen in my life. I swear, watching that guy makes me feel dumber. Right? And here's the thing, as an insider with Silicon Valley, I was told that if you ever meet Mark Zuckerberg, never, ever, ever ask him how he made Facebook because he hates that question. I'm like, wait a minute. The guy who created Facebook hates people asking about how he made Facebook? That would be like my crowning achievement. I would try to tell everyone what the secret of success is, because I care about people's happiness and I want to advance society. But this guy who supposedly made Facebook doesn't ever want to answer the question of how he made Facebook. In fact, he will get very, very angry at the people asking it. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's just some of the background that we have on, how this thing operates.